Hello, this is a video about one of our ALUS projects from 2017. This is an off-site watering system project, or alternative watering system as we like to call them. And this particular one was on a tributary creek to the Little Red Deer River in the southwest part of Red Deer County. So let's push play on the video and let's kind of walk you through what we're seeing in the video as we go. You can see the trough here. A solar panel in back, and it's been protected from cows with some livestock panels there. You can see the impact that cows can have when you get a bunch of cows going to the same spot all the time for a drink of water. This is happening a good 150 feet from the creek, which is one of the values that a watering system project like this brings to the land. The camera is just panning around and showing some shots of the riparian area. In addition to the watering system, this producer also did some riparian management fencing. And we're just having a look at the fence here now. And this fence allows him to manage the riparian area uniquely, and that riparian area can produce increased ecosystem services. So we will now just go and have a look at the float switch, which controls this particular system. So how this works is that when the cows come and drink the water down, this float switch would drop down. I'm just pushing it down here with my hand just to show you how it works. So the water level drops down and the pump fires up, and it pushes water up the water line into the trough. It takes a minute or so to get the water up there because it's moving water about 150 feet. So that takes a little bit of a push. And you can see how they've mounted the water line up above the water, so that'll prevent any potential for back siphoning, and it'll also prevent the cows from knocking the water line out of the trough. And there's the water, and it's probably flowing at least 4 or 5 gallons a minute. Which is a great flow rate. And then once the pump has filled the trough, the float switch turns it off there. This is just a shot of the box. Inside that box is the batteries and the controller. Solar panel is mounted right to the top of the box, and that charges the batteries, which runs the pump. The water line and the electrical line have been run through this steel pipe, and this is just to keep the cows from stepping on the water line or the wiring and causing damage that way. Once you get far enough away from the trough, there's less cow traffic, and so they took the water line out of the big pipe, and now there's just the wiring still in a pipe just in case. And then once you get to the fence where the cows can't access the lines anymore, then they're both exposed to the world. So now we're just hopping over the fence, and we'll walk through the riparian area down to the creek. Ideally, the water line is sloped so that water isn't in the line. It all drains back completely. That's especially important once if you're grazing into the fall season, and there's a chance of the water line freezing. If it drains back, then that minimizes any issues there. So there's the pump. It's attached to the bottom of that blue float, and the creek is actually really low right now, so there's not really any issues of the current taking the pump into the bank. But if there was more flow than what you see there now, you could always tie the float and tie it to the bank. There's a couple posts there that could help with that if needed, and that would just help keep the pump from floating into the bank and pumping mud. So the creek is actually quite low right now, so it's not really an issue. And that's just to end this video. That shows the riparian area upstream of the pump. And so that is our tour of this particular ALUS project and how it works. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.